Here's how to make a model aeroplane out of a cardboard box. So here's a sheet of cardboard. The bigger the cardboard box the better, because then you can get nice straight runs of the corrugations without having the creases where the flaps of the box were. But this is a piece of cardboard that I used, and here's the glider I made this morning. So it's pretty simple. Most of the shapes in that don't matter a lot. So the wings, first of all, cut. The wings, I made them about 7 centimetres wide. They don't have to be pretty and rounded. Here's another one with very just plain straight wings. So strip of cardboard. Important thing is that the corrugations run this way, so that that's stiff in this direction. Now if you've got a box that's got flaps already in it, excuse me, that allows you to tilt the ends of the wings up like that, that's good. In fact, you should have the wings flat across the middle but tilted up on the outside. And if the box doesn't already have flaps that are in that direction, you can put a crease in the cardboard and tilt them up. The next thing is the body or fuselage. So that gets cut again with the corrugations going that way. Doesn't really matter what shape, make it sort of vaguely aeroplane shaped. The important thing is that you have the tail sticking up, roughly that sort of proportion. So often this length of the body is about 2/3 of the length of the wings, but again that's not critical. One thing is critical, and that is that if you put the tail on the top, the flat part of the tail on top like that, you make that perfectly in line with the corrugations, okay? And then when you're marking out the body, the fuselage on the cardboard, you make another line down here, sort of in the thickest part of the region where you can poke the wings through without making it too weak. Make another line which is also exactly in line with the corrugations. Then you make the line for the wings, where the wings are going to go through, on an angle tilted upwards. These wings are 7 centimetres wide, and they're up a bit less than 1 centimetre at the front. So make a little triangle in here, so that the front is maybe 8 millimetres high and that's 7 centimetres long. And that becomes the slot that you cut, that you poke the wings through. The third bit is the flat part of the tail, just a simple rectangle of cardboard, roughly that size. And then I use duct tape, fold it around like that, hold the tail in position, doesn't matter if it tilts a little bit like that, but make it more or less at right angles. Poke the wings through the slot so that they're about equal either side, and again you can use a bit of duct tape to hold them more firmly in place. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit floppy, as long as it's more or less at right angles. So the tail level with the corrugations, the wings tilted up, it's actually about 6 degrees. Then the final thing to make it work is it has to balance with weight on the nose. Now you can make that weight out of plasticine. I used a little steel bolt that I found in the shed that just happened to be the right weight. You have several little nails or metal bits, hold them on with masking tape, and hold the airplane between your thumb and your finger, and it should balance about 1/3 of the way back the wing. That's really important. And when you fly it, if it flies nose up or points down, it's not because of that weight. There's other reasons that'll make it fly up or fly down. But so remember the angle here, this one flat, weight on the nose, and that's all you need to do. And we'll do a second very brief video in a minute to show you how nicely this one glides. So that's all there is to it. Happy building. Okay, so here's the glider. Let's see if we can see it fly. Don't point it up, just point it straight forwards. I couldn't even really see on the video how that went. I'll try another one. Here we go, glides quite nicely. One more try. That was into the wind slightly, so let's try one flying in the other direction. There's a little bit more open space there. Here we go. Doesn't tend to fly so well into the wind. Fly it up a tall balcony, see how you get on.